it up.
This is Channel 253. Beep, boop, boop.
On this episode of the Grit and Grain Podcast.
Maybe I'll just go get a job at the Harmon Kitchen downtown. Started busting my ass there. Wouldn't shut up about brewing beer all the time.
Nice.
Literally all the time. So all the management from over at the downtown location would basically, anytime they were in their brewery, they'd be like, hey, there's this guy downtown. Like, he
won't
really...
leave us the fuck alone.
Yeah, he won't shut the fuck up. Yeah. He just won't stop. Can you please take him away?
Did you know Channel 253 is member supported? I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I hope you will show your support by going to channel253.com/membership and join. Thank you.
Welcome to the Grit and Grain Podcast, where we explore and celebrate the craft beer industry, community, and history in Tacoma, Washington, and surrounding Pacific Northwest areas. Thank you so much for hanging out. Let's get to it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Grit and Grain Podcast, coming to you guys from the Historic Parkway Tavern in Tacoma, Washington. Yay! Woo! My name is Matt McLaren. I'm here as always with Ron Swarner.
Of all the introductions I've received, this is the most recent.
Awesome. You surprise me every week. And Sean Jackson also.
Hello.
How are you guys?
Great.
Fucking fantastic.
Good.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm glad to be
Great
back.
day.
Sorry for taking a week off.
I missed you.
Yes, I missed it here too. I needed a beer. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. If you're ever free on Wednesday afternoons, come hang out with us at the Parkway Tavern and laugh and drink beer and listen to us do this shit live. It's a hoot and a half, and you should all come and do it. We have kind of a funky episode today, but one I'm super excited for. We're talking to two different people from two different places, which we don't really do ever, or I don't think we've ever done that. But these two folks are working on something very specific that has to do with Tacoma in the coming weeks, and so we're going to talk about it and them. So we have Amber from E9 Brewing and Shelby from Odd Otter.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hey.
How are you guys?
Well, yeah, you.
Well.
Good.
Also well.
Good.
The proper grammar.
Yeah.
I feel dumber already. So fast. I sat up straight when you said that.
Yeah.
It'll get worse pretty fast. Yeah.
Man, I feel like
I know.
there's a
Let's get you another barley wine. So these guys are here because they are these two specifically are collaborating on the official Tacoma Beer Week beer this year, which Amber just said was getting dry hopped tomorrow.
Sure is.
Yeah. Collaborations happen all the time. It's one of the best parts of the industry, but it doesn't happen a ton in Tacoma with Tacoma breweries. So I'm excited to talk about it. But before that, what are you guys drinking?
We're actually both drinking the Dark Mild by Holy Mountain.
Yeah, I just saw that was on, and I also want one of those
Yeah.
now. I feel like a dipshit for not having that in front of me.
So that's the one, huh?
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay. That's cool.
That's the one.
Got their own,
It's incredible, man. What do you have, Sean?
Old schoolhouse barley wine.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel dumber.
No. That's not how the barley wine works.
After a while.
Not having it, actually.
I think there's kind of a bell curve. You start to feel smarter, and then you reach the other side of the bell.
And then it just falls off a cliff.
Yeah. Word indicating is
Yeah.
difficult.
Yep.
Yep, difficult.
Yep.
Yep, there we go.
Damn it. Oh, my God. Ron, what are you drinking?
I am drinking E9's recently canned, as of today, zoology.
Which is fucking delicious.
Yeah, it's really good.
Can you tell us about it?
Yeah. It is one of my recipes. It is a E9 unfiltered IPA, as we call it these days. It is a Talus Strata Citra beer.
Yeah.
like through and through, and then dry hopped with the HBC 586, the experimental hop, which is super fun, tropical.
That hops
It's
everywhere.
super tropical.
It is everywhere, yeah. It's a fun hop to work with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Have you used a lot?
We've used it about 4 times, I think, usually with collaborations.
Okay.
And we have a decent amount of it, so it's nice to use it for fun.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Did any of it end up in Tacoma Beer Week beer?
No, we used a different experimental hop in that.
Which one?
We used 1019.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
Which yeah.
Also fun.
Yeah. What do you guys dry hopping Tacoma Beer Week beer with tomorrow?
Yeah. We're going to dry hop it with Idaho 7, some Mosaic, and then some of the 1019 as well.
Sick.
Yeah.
Rad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fucking delicious.
I think so too.
Fully intend on running it on the Randall.
Yeah.
Yeah,
uh,
dude.
For the Monday of Tacoma Beer Week.
Nice.
What do you got planned for that?
Well, I don't have any 1019.
Text
Maybe I should
yeah.
down and talk to somebody
Yeah.
about that.
Meet
but
me by the dumpster.
Yeah.
Why is it always by the dumpster? But it is, yeah, it's true. But yeah, definitely open for ideas, like whatever the hell you want.
So
Yeah.
you got. So wait, hold up. You have like a hop dealer by your dumpster?
Yeah.
Does he just come out with like the
The
trench
trench
coat?
coat.
And it's like, hey man, what do you
Yeah.
need?
Yeah.
What do you need, man?
Yeah.
I got whatever you need.
there's-
I got your mosaic.
there's
I
no
got your
multiple
citra.
pounds.
I got your
There's
strap.
no-
Like whatever you need, bro.
The variety is extensive, but
Yeah.
the poundage is
It's
a little
slow.
low.
Yeah.
It's only for the random.
Yeah.
Dime bags of Mosaic.
Yeah, seriously. Can I get a dime of Idaho 7?
Oh, that's going on a t-shirt. Oh man.
What style is the beer?
It's a pale ale.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's like new school pale ale.
Yeah. New school pale. Another little unfiltered, maybe slightly hazy.
Yeah. San Diego inspired-ish, like
Yeah.
not a ton of malt, like mostly on the super crisp, like pale side. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, like, I like Feel the Dreams pale. Something not super similar, but
Sure.
along the same lines.
But still like super aromatic, like very aroma driven.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, I don't know. I'm glad that this finally came together. And
How did it come together?
2 local breweries wanted to collaborate on Tacoma Beer Week beer.
Sounds like explaining the birds and bees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see when a mama
That's how it's
brewery
gonna
and
go.
a daddy brewery.
No, I very specifically advocated for this. E9 is fucking incredible. And like Shelby, and I mean, I've gushed about Odd Otter on the mic here before, but like Shelby is a relatively new brewer there. It's only been a few years that you've been there now.
A little over 3 now.
3, okay, yeah. So like, you know, I think a lot of brewers would agree that it takes like a while to like catch traction when you're like taking over in a new brewery. So like 3 years is still pretty fresh to like take over an operation that's been running for years prior to you. And like over the last year, you've made like a ton of improvements, and it's fucking awesome. And I feel like E9 agreeing to collaborate with Odd Otter is like a really cool sort of like co-sign on like the work that you've been doing, and that's fucking rad. And like it's really cool to see that actually come together.
Hey, I seriously appreciate that. I really do. It means a lot to me.
So yeah, if you are listening to this and you haven't, you should go down to Odd Otter and try some of the new beers and some of the old beers that Shelby is changing, because they get better every month, man.
Is it
Thank
the
you.
same system that Greer was brewing on?
It's mostly the same system. We do have a new mash tun.
So the window is higher now?
Yeah. So before I was when I was going to mash out, 550 pounds of grain, it was standing on a step stool and like over the shoulder with a snow shovel. 550 pounds of
my
wet
God.
grain.
Yeah.
550 pounds before getting wet.
So 1,500 pounds.
Yeah.
Literally just snow shoveled out over my shoulder into trash cans.
So
yeah.
painful. Yeah.
Yikes, dude.
Yeah, nowadays I have mash rakes and a plow and everything.
So professional.
Oh my god. My brew days have gotten so much easier just because of that. So
That's awesome.
But otherwise, yeah, same system. But oh my god, does it make a difference?
That's what's up. That's like owners investing in their actual brewer, which is
Yeah.
also something that like we've griped about doesn't always happen in breweries. And that's another thing that's like awesome to see. And that's like was the story of E9 back in the day. Like they had new ownership, they invested in Shane and Sean and what they were doing, and then fucking everything exploded. And they got, look at them now. And so like anytime like an owner steps back and goes, hey, what do you need? Let me just do it for you. Like invest in their actual brewers. That should like be highlighted as a very positive thing.
I mean, just in general, like, because I come from a cooking background. That's something I've seen a lot of people like ownership putting like, hey, I need you to run this program, but don't run it that way. Don't run it your way. Don't like
Right.
So many times they'll, and then they're not willing to invest in like, hey boss, if we bought this, we'd be running so much more efficient. And it's like, well, that's not going to make us more money. Technically, I know it'll make us more efficient, which equals money. But I don't see the dollar signs, so that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
So
It's awesome that you have, it's awesome that you have the support that you do there, like
Yeah.
to make the changes that you need to make.
definitely.
Fucking rad. Amber,
Yes.
how, I don't know, like we talked a little bit, but like, I feel like there's not a ton of people who like, because you guys are in the back of the brew house, right? Like you're not super public facing.
Yeah.
But like people should know who's making the liquid that's in the glass, especially when it's delicious shit like the zoology that you just poured. Where did you start brewing?
Yeah. So I was in Bellingham before I moved down to Tacoma. And I started at a brewery called Twin Sisters.
Yeah.
Which is maybe a little controversial brewery these days, but
Wait, really? Am I out of the news?
I think that there's some ownership situations, but yeah, nothing crazy in the world of business owning, I think.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I started actually pouring beer there, and there was a fun little group of people that were really interested in beer and brewing, and I homebrewed a couple times with some of the people there and got super into it. Wasn't really into homebrewing aspect. It is really messy, and you have to buy a lot of your own product. And it's not like you can just like wash your hands, clock out, and be done at the end of the day.
Word.
And then I ended up moving down to Tacoma. My partner and I did about 5 years ago. And I was working at Wingman for a little bit.
Right on.
Yeah, I helped packaging beer there and kind of started getting into the back. And then I worked at North 47 Brewing, tiny little brewery out there.
Yeah.
Worked there for about 2 years. And then headed over to E9.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a solid trajectory.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's good. I mean, like, those are all very different. Like, it's a different experience. You pick a bunch of stuff, and then you end up at, like, a crazy brewery like E9, and you have a lot to bring to the table.
Yeah,
How has it
definitely
been at
threw
E9?
my resume out there
did
thinking
you?
that nothing was going to... Katie Johnson, shout out to her.
Oh, word.
She was very helpful with getting my name out there, which I appreciate.
How do you like it at E9?
Pretty well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's been really great to be there. I work with some good guys, and I enjoy my work days. Yeah, no complaints,
No
really.
complaints.
Yeah.
Let's 2 more beers. We'll do complaints.
Sure, yeah. Well, I have some complaints. Yeah.
You guys have a really talented staff.
Yeah, dude.
It
Seriously.
is like it's kind of ridiculous.
And
Yeah.
the way that Shane talks about you guys is like, it's a fucking incredible.
Tell us more.
E9. Well, just like, he talks about carrying on E9 University, and like, he's like, I hope every day that like my team decides to leave and start their own thing, because then I have these highly developed beer professionals that I helped create, influencing the beer world outside of working for me, and that like the pursuit of enlightenment sort of aspect of like his leadership seems like that's like so rock solid, and I feel like it's missing in a lot of places in the beer world.
Yeah,
but it's
totally.
so necessary.
Yep.
But that's what I mean by that. Like,
yeah, I mean,
he talks
he's
about that a lot.
a great resource. He's really nice to talk to about recipe development and everything, and he's nice to be able to like push us out there and make this beer with Shelby and just giving me the freedom to do so. And
Yeah.
it feels nice to be supported in that
That's fucking
aspect.
rad. I love it.
Yeah.
Shelby, what about you, man? Where'd you start making beer?
At my house, because at the time I was growing medical marijuana, and I had
You
plenty
have to
of.
connect those dots, homie.
So basically, I had lots of time between harvests.
You're like, let me just make another thing.
Yeah, basically, and
Similar
like the
plant.
deeper I got into it, like it was the more like the agricultural side of growing cannabis. Like I was like, wow, this all like coincides with each other. Before that, I wanted to be a chef out of high school. That culinary dream got stomped out by the harsh realities of, cooking in a commercial kitchen.
Dude.
Yeah.
So I guess I've always just been really interested in like sensory-driven products, something where you can. These are the inputs you put in. This is the levels that you put these inputs in, and this is the outcome that you get. And then you analyze that and decide where to go from there. So that's really where my interest in beer came from. I really enjoyed craft beer in that time of my life, and I decided, hey, why don't I start just learning more, about the actual product and how it's made, and eventually I was like, wow, this is really cool. I'm gonna do this as a career. So I went over to the Harmon, and I talked to Bill Lundeen, was the head brewer at the time, and he basically was like, oh man, this one of our brewers has a degree in brewing, one's got this degree in chemical engineering, and I'm like, fuck, how am I ever gonna
here?
yeah. So I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll just go get a job at the Harmon Kitchen downtown. Started busting my ass there, wouldn't shut up about brewing beer all the time.
Nice.
Literally all the time. So all the management from over at the downtown location would basically, anytime they were in their brewery, they'd be like, hey, there's this guy downtown, he
won't leave us the fuck
right.
alone.
yeah, he won't shut the fuck up. Yeah. He just won't stop. Can you please take him away?
This sounds very similar to Bethany's brewing journey.
So busting my ass and also just showing that I'm really interested got me in contact with the brewers, and I was like, hey, can I come in and help you mash out? Can I just
Good call. Off the dirty work.
Yeah, just hang out. And eventually, I think Bill was leaving, so then everybody else was kind of moving up, and so at that point they called me and said, hey, we need a keg washer.
Shit.
Perfect.
And I was like, well, hell yeah. It's funny because everybody in the kitchen that I was working at was telling me, dude, you're not going to, they're not going to move you into the brewery. They totally scammed you into a kitchen job
Jesus.
that you didn't want to go back to, but you said, oh, maybe this is a good idea. Luckily, everything panned out, and I ended up going from keg washer to assistant brewer there, and learned the ropes of brewing on
commercial
scale.
brewery.
Yeah.
Were you
commercial
under
brewing.
Jason? Was Jason the head brewer then?
So Bill was there for a little bit longer, and then Jason took over for a while, and he was my head brewer until I had left.
Did you guys use the foeder there?
So yes.
From the moment I got there, the foeder was already kind of fucked up. There had been some, basically, I won't say who, but somebody had cleaned the foeder in a way that it shouldn't have been cleaned, and the staves on the top of the foeder decided to like push outwards. So they had to get a hold of the company that made the foeder, and they were like, "What do we do?" And they basically like sent us this. They wanted us to like almost like screw it back into place via a beam that was cut specifically to fit on top of the foeder, and it just never worked out. And honestly, I don't think we really used the foeder.
You guys were just like,
While I
fuck
was
all
there.
that.
Yeah, no, it was kind of already too far gone to like really mess.
Every customer service interaction I've ever had where they try to troubleshoot something for me, it's like, fuck it, I'm not using this anymore.
Yep.
I don't vacuum my floors anymore.
So, question on the growing cannabis and home brewing.
Yeah,
Did you ever cross-pollinate?
man. See,
Because I did a lot. That was my main focus
So-
of home brewing research.
So that's
Every
it's
batch.
it's funny that you mentioned that because like in like so many times people have been like, "Hey man, so like you used to grow weed and now you brew beer. So like what if you like brewed a beer but with weed in it, dude?" And I'm like, "Oh my god, man!" Like,
That's what Sean just did.
He's like, yeah, I did it.
he's like, "Yeah, that's what I was asking." No.
You
So,
also
I
didn't
don't
answer
know,
his question,
the
so
thing
it's a
about
little sus.
the thing about that to me is like I enjoy both of those things individually, and just because like it's like trying to add two things that are great and assuming that 1 + 1 = 2. In lots of situations like that, I don't really think like I think you get a better. You can like. You're just muddying the waters when you try to.
Disagree more. Yeah, I made some.
Drink a barley wine and smoke a fat blunt.
Yeah.
My dude.
That was essentially it was.
Yeah, did
Yeah.
that
One
too.
time it was winter warmer based, but other than that, every other batch was barley wine, and yeah, and it's like I would say aggressively like Bigfoot style hopped, and then like a good 6-week rest on whatever I could get my hands on, at least an ounce or so, and yeah, the aromatics and flavors were badass, and the after effects were pleasant.
Pleasant. Damn. Well,
It was rad. I mean,
Yeah.
I kind of respect the purity approach. However, the barley wine rested on for 6 weeks on an ounce sounds pretty awesome. Like, talk about efficient.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, I need to go to sleep in 20 minutes. Here you go. Like sleepy night. Yeah, it was rad.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Sean,
Yeah.
yeah. Sleepy night barley wine.
Yeah.
Next batch.
Screwed that one up. Oh no, based on the mess thing, I doubt I'll ever homebrew again. Pretty cobwebbed up equipment in the garage. A little crusty, rusty.
That's okay. You're busy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just cracking like all of your beers over here.
Yeah, you should.
Do it.
Just living dry hop size, huh?
Yeah.
Delish.
I know. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna crack a couple beers and take a quick break, but we'll be right back.
Hello. This is Eric Hanberg of Channel 253 here with sound producer Doug.
Hi.
Hi, we are here to tell you about membership to Channel 253, and we're talking really fast because we know you want to get back to the podcast.
That's exactly right. You get to be on the members Slack channel, which is really banging, and you get to listen to the members-only podcast Off the Record, hosted by me.
That's right. It's just $4 a month or $40 a year. Channel253.com/membership. Thank you for listening. I hope you'll consider joining. Please check it out.
Welcome back, everybody.
Oh, because of the germs? No. I was going to lick them off.
Oh my God.
Made it to behind the beer.
Yeah, welcome back. Thank you guys for hanging out.
We are recording, right?
Leave it in. Leave it in. If you haven't yet, please do check out Channel 253. I know you heard about it on the break, but we always want to shout out Doug and his wonderful project, Channel 253. Fantastic network of podcasts. That's so distracting.
James Brown over here.
It's Doug Brown.
What is Doug good for? Absolutely everything.
And then separately, we've done events a little bit in the past, off and on, but because we have Tacoma Beer Week coming up, you guys, what are you laughing at?
You know what I'm laughing at? Keep talking.
Tacoma Beer Week's coming up. Yeah, please check out TacomaBeerWeek.com. It's going to be awesome. There's a ton of events going on, including Sean randling this delicious beer that we've been talking about that was made by these two guests on Monday. But the entire week from the 11th through the 20th, there's all kinds of stuff going on. So do go check out Channel 203, TacomaBeerWeek.com, and check out the calendar, check out all the events. You can buy tickets. It links you to all the pages and all the details, and it's going to be awesome. So I hope to see a bunch of new faces out there this year. Yeah.
I thought that's not where I thought you were going.
Yeah.
What? Wait, what was? Where'd you think I was going?
Oh, you know, there's a stage there, and
Oh no, we're not talking about that.
okay, cool.
But we will. When
And
the
then I
details
will
are-
laugh again.
Yeah, and we all have new beer. Most of us have new beer.
I have the same beer. It's very good.
What do you have now, Shelby?
The old schoolhouse barley wine.
I also have that.
I still don't have that, but I did get my holy mountain. Oh man, nice. Well, shit. Not to get like super, I don't know, personal, but you guys are both like in this kind of unusual and like romantic industry, and we talk about it all the time. And you're on the production side. And we've talked to a lot of brewers before, but you guys, it seems like you're both kind of like on this upswing in terms of like where you're at in the industry. Like, do you guys have specific goals of like, what you're trying to do either at your current brewery or like at future projects? Like, Amber, is E9 it? Like, are you just going to run that shit?
For the rest of my life.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I'm thinking about it. Yeah.
Move over,
We'll see
Shane.
how it goes.
Well, that guy's ready for retirement.
Yeah.
He's like, gladly.
Amber Cove.
Yeah, I'm really liking E9 now, and I'm really happy to stay there and take as much as I can and learn, honestly, from all the guys that I work with, like Shane and Matt specifically. Matt Riggs is a really good person to learn anything from.
Totally.
So I'm going to soak up all of their knowledge and kind of just see where the wind takes me,
Right on.
honestly. I have
I
no
like it.
plans of leaving E9 for a while, though, so... But I would like to live. I've only lived in Washington, so I think that eventually we would like to move out of state somewhere.
Where?
Son of a
It's a
bitch.
great question. I don't know.
Wherever the wind takes her.
Yeah, wherever the wind takes me. Somewhere where, there's water and mountains and beer. Just
Why
a
are you
lot of
gonna-
places. It's like Washington, Oregon,
It's wild that you're only
California.
an hour's drive from all of those.
Yeah, I know.
So
Right here where
Yeah.
you're at.
New Zealand.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
That's a pretty valid suggestion, actually.
that sounds good. Pretty doable. Yeah.
Was Epic Brewing, I think, just shut their doors there. So
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
that was sad.
Yeah, it kind of was.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll
There's
start a
still a lot of
GoFundMe.
Okay. Yeah. Start it today, and then in a few
Yeah,
years, yeah,
Like 7 years.
2030. Yeah.
Shelby, what about you, man? Have you ever like had it in your head to start your own thing, or was it just like, absorb everything I can, kind of in the same way, and just sort of see where it goes?
Right now, I'm just kind of in this state of learning. I feel like I've got a lot more work to do at Odd Otter in terms of just beer quality, just innovating. I want to just keep pushing forward, like in my own career. I don't know, just trying to make a name for myself, I guess.
Sure.
Would be like the main goal. I just want people to enjoy and respect the things that I do, really. Beyond that, I don't have any. I don't have any like long-term goals. If the opportunity presented itself for me to own my own brewery one day, that's great. If we, grow Odd Otter to like something bigger than what it currently is, I don't really see a reason to leave.
Sure.
So, kind of like Amber said, man, I'm just like
vibing.
seeing where the wind takes me.
I like it.
5, 2, 3. Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Sailboat Brewing Companies. That's what
Yeah.
I know.
we're rolling now.
Speaking of collaboration projects,
Maybe we need to make a beer called Where the Wind Takes Me.
Yeah.
that's
That's next year.
Yeah.
how romantic. Yeah, fuck, man. So you talk about learning and like improving the quality, and we've said that too. Like over the past year or so, you've totally done that. What do you feel like are some of the changes that have been the biggest, have made the biggest impact to the work that you're doing at Odd Otter?
Crystal malt doesn't belong in IPAs anymore.
Say it one time for the old people in the back.
I said crystal malt don't belong in IPAs anymore.
That is a fact. Yeah.
Oh, get him. How do I invest? Fucking
That's great.
fucking word. I feel like Matt Mike from Grains pretty much said the same thing
Yeah.
when he was on.
I mean,
So just modernizing like everything that was happening there beforehand, right?
and yeah, just I don't know, trying to focus in on like what it is we're really trying to do. And I think the industry as a whole has kind of, especially when it comes to IPAs, I think we're all kind of in a agreement. Crystal does not belong in IPAs anymore. Like in terms of like before, that was how people balanced sweetness, to the bitterness of an IPA. But now we're coming to this realization that water profile is a way more effective way to balance your beer. Rather than throwing actual sweetness at it, you can throw the perception of sweetness at it. And not even like when it comes to salt profiles, you can also talk about. I feel like not enough brewers are talking about the way that hops come off texturally. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Like, the best example that I can give is Sabro. I fucking love Sabro. Sabro's like one of my favorite hops out there.
I like this stance because a lot of brewers complain about it. So I respect this.
That's maybe because they don't like coconut. But
I don't like fucking suntan lotion in my beer.
Yeah, and that's what they say to me. But I'm like, yo, so I do. What?
Banana boat IPA, motherfucker.
Yeah. But like, so back to the point. Sabro specifically.
I'm totally making that when I get back to the brewery.
Sabro specifically gives me like a very sweet note. It's not actually adding sweetness to the beer. Like there's no, sugar in this hop.
Right.
But just that coconutty note adds like a certain texture, a sweetness to it.
Right.
Another hop that I really enjoy using because of the texture that it provides is CTZ.
That like sharp kind of
the gripping bitterness that actually like kind of like it slides across your tongue kind of like abrasively, but if you use it in low amounts, that abrasiveness is turned into just like a defined sharpness.
Yeah.
So to speak.
I know exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
And I think that's where I find working with hops super interesting, is like working with the different textures and not just thinking about the different flavors. Like, oh, this one's stone fruit, this one's mango, this one's citrus. Thinking
kind of
about
sounds like you wanted to be a chef during part of your life. But it's like rad that you, I don't know, that like I feel like I even talked to was it Shane that we talked to about like how like kitchens and breweries have so much in common, at least in terms of how you're developing. It was right. How you're developing like composition in your dishes is very similar to how you might develop composition in a finished beer, and things like hop expression, not just in flavor and aroma, but also in like texture, have a lot to do with that. So I might agree that like people probably haven't explored like that avenue of recipe development as much as they probably could have. But the market is driving hop expression so much right now. Like aroma driven on IPAs and pales are what people are buying the most of. So it's probably time for people to start figuring that shit out and finding out why people will drink this one, 3 pints of this one, but only 1 pint of this one. So it's good that you're like digging into that shit.
Are you going to be participating in #fresh hops?
Yes. We'll be doing a fresh hop beer this year. I don't know
already.
Yeah.
I don't even know what hops we're gonna do this year, but we will definitely be doing a fresh hop beer.
Nice.
Has Odd Otter ever done a fresh hop beer?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I feel like a piece of shit for not knowing that.
So Greer, I remember specifically hearing that he was not a huge fan of fresh hop beers. So we hadn't really done any until I had gotten there. The first year we did a Idaho 7 Pale Ale. The next year we did a Centennial West Coast IPA and a Strata Hazy IPA. This year, I don't know. Whatever sings.
Wherever the wind,
Right.
Wherever the wind takes me.
you.
Yeah.
But it's going to have an otter name, right?
It gets really hard.
Do you name all your beers?
Mostly, or I'm like,
How many fucking
like-
otter puns can you?
yeah, exactly.
You're gonna run out
We're starting
eventually.
to run out.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's a hard game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Talk about limiting.
And
Ceiling's
what
coming.
beer name that you automatically think of, like off the top of your head, has not already been
Right.
a beer? Like you go on Untapped and there's literally like 10 other beers that have already been
Top
done.
of the head
Yeah.
IPA, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There you go. One of my favorite methods is Varietal just types in. They don't put any spaces, but they just type in all the names of the hops that they use in a beer into like an anagram generator, and then they just like whatever remotely like grammatically correct thing comes out of it, they just call their beer that.
It's pretty smart.
It's a great idea.
I love the name game. It's
Do you?
fun.
Yeah,
It is like
that's why Steve's your favorite.
yeah.
So good. He's so
Yeah.
good at it.
It's,
Yeah, he
it's,
really is.
Yeah.
That is a whole method and a process up there, and they freaking kill it. But I felt like I was good at it, but it's sometimes like it's hard to do on the spot. like, oh, we need a name for this right now. Like that's when I'm like, is that a name?
The best names are the ones that you're just like doing nothing, just going about your day, and you're like,
Yep.
dude, that'd be a sick name.
Yep.
So you see, you gotta have
And
the
then-
whiteboard like they do at Cloudburst. You just run over and write it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we have a whiteboard.
Do you?
Yeah,
See?
I think so. But Don usually.
Can you send me a picture of it?
Maybe.
I just want to see all the names.
Yeah.
Exactly. Just straight you.
You'll see him in the market at some point.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah.
That is a good answer.
Fuck no.
You'll see him when you see him.
Yeah.
Can label.
Hell no, you can't take my beer names.
Oh man.
I always like to ask, kind of the beers of influence. You know, things in the craft nature and or not craft nature.
Yeah.
Like things that you drank that inspired you to
Drink more.
drink more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make
Beer.
things to drink.
Beer
Beer.
is the answer.
Yeah. That was it.
And
for you.
weed.
Yeah, like I had one sip of beer and I was like, yeah.
This is the rest of my life.
Yep. there it is.
Future.
The future.
There has to be one.
I think I grew up asking older people to buy me like 22-ounce bottles of whatever was higher in alcohol percentage, which ended up being Sierra Nevada's Torpedo, which
Dang.
is a very delicious beer. I don't drink it as much these days based off of my history, but that beer, Sierra Nevada's Pale, I think came after that. And then just kind of downhill from there. Yeah.
Just give me whatever has the highest ABV.
It wasn't the highest. Like mid-range, I could have a couple,
Not
you
like
know?
Steel Reserve. like-
Right,
No.
yeah.
I want Rude Awakening from
Yeah.
the schoolhouse.
And then I think I turned 21. There's a bar in Bellingham called Schweinhaus. If you guys have been there, they serve liters of beer, and they would serve liters of any beer.
Jesus.
Yeah. I don't know if they do anymore, but back when I yeah.
Big eyes.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So fast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I gotta go.
Yeah. Just a 2-hour drive.
I will see you, nerds.
Gotta be traffic.
Yeah.
Time do they close?
Oh, it's like 2 a.m. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, fuck yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
I
god.
just imagining liters of barley wine.
Yeah.
Or just anything that you shouldn't have a liter of.
Yeah, it felt wrong to order it.
Objectively irresponsible liter of beer.
Yeah.
I will take my liter of tweak, thank you. Yes. Yes. Oh, that's good living.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of tweak, this is super off subject, but is that like around again?
Oh, yeah. I
What
got
the
it on
fuck
tap
is going
right now.
on?
I'm gonna tell you a funny story now that you brought it up.
Okay.
Hopefully. So, there was 5 kegs that came to the state. Ron's got one. Chris at Red Hot has one. We've got 2. Guess where the 5th one went?
Where?
The Eagles Lodge in Granite fucking Falls.
What?
Yup.
Why?
Doesn't matter.
Also, how do you know
Because I'm
that?
going to go get me a frosty liter. I already looked it up. It's 2-hour and 46-minute drive.
You have to be a member?
I'm going to
you
find
might,
someone
yeah.
to get me in. Like, I will like,
You kinda look
handle
like an
outside
eagle,
the
so I
door.
think
Like,
you're okay.
hey, I'm your guest today. Here's $20. Apparently, Ron has 2. Which I hope
Greedy
doesn't
fucks.
mean that there is not one in Granite Falls. That really kills that story.
It sounds like you owe Sean a liter of tweak.
How about a boot?
I would love a Buddha tweak.
All right, done.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Why is that around again now? What happened?
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't.
It
I
doesn't
don't know
fucking
why.
matter, man.
Good fucking answer.
It's like,
Yeah, Donna posted a picture of it, and I was like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So speaking of story time, might we get into some fuck up stories before we wrap up this where the wind took us journey.
I mean, hey, wherever the wind takes me.
Yeah.
Man.
I have a couple, yeah.
Yeah, I've got two.
Let's take turns.
Only two?
I've got two that I'm willing to talk
Okay.
about.
So that's a good point.
Oh, Doug says one each.
Okay. So back at the Harmon, we had a small, like, I think it was like a 3 or 4 barrel tank, and it was pretty much dedicated to sour beers. I'm sure plenty of brewers have also experienced this. You think you're taking off a certain tri-clamp from this vessel, but you're actually taking the tri-clamp that like holds like all the beer in, the one that's behind the valve. So I'm just, merrily going along my day, taking this tri-clamp off, and all of a sudden, skadoosh! I'm like, oh God, fuck! And I shove the palm of my hand against this tri-clamp fitting.
What the fuck?
And I just hold it there. And at that time I was working under Jason at the Harmon, and so as I'm just holding 10 psi of Brett Saison, no less, Brett Saison, just holding it back into the tank, I'm literally just screaming, Jason! Jason! I need you now! Jason! He eventually comes walking around the corner, and immediately upon seeing my hand pressed against this tri-clamp fitting, he just starts just like a light chuckle, just like shoulders slightly rolling, just like... And I'm like, dude, stop fucking laughing. Like, what do we do? Luckily, I think we only lost like half a barrel.
Damn, it's not bad.
Yeah, we only lost like half
right.
a barrel of this Brett Saison. But afterwards, I think I still have a picture of it. I pretty much was just like, well, it's a really hot day. I know I'm going to be sloshing around for a while, but you know what? Just give me a good hose. Just hose me off, bud.
The super sticky. Like,
Yep. So I just stood there while he just straight up sprayed me down. Real good.
Awesome.
Real good. And
But you got the valve back on?
oh yeah, we got the valve back on.
After he laughed about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it took a second, and it took a couple tries, but the hard gasket with a valve that's open.
Yep.
You know the drill.
We've all been through it.
Yeah.
Go, Amber.
Sure. So I think I was finishing up a brew day on Friday, and I was by myself, and I was just getting chemicals in the kettle and just...
Where was this?
This is at E9. This is maybe like the first 6 months I started brewing there. And I was like given freedom to brew on a Friday by myself. And the brew day went great. No, the beer
It
is
sounds
fine.
nice until you're by yourself.
Yeah. I'm just in panic. And there's a line that runs from our hot liquor tank straight to the kettle, so you can fill straight to that. And I may have not closed that line over the weekend on a Friday night. And I don't work on Mondays. My coworkers Matt and Mark do. And they didn't notice because we generally don't brew on Mondays. And so came into work on Tuesday, and the top of the kettle just opens, filled with about 20 barrels of water from the HLT. Yeah. So I do like the environment, and I do care about water. But I did for sure waste
out.
about 600 gallons of water. And I felt really bad. It was just water, but like it was pretty shitty feeling.
Sure.
Yeah. And Matt was like, "What?" Yeah, it was a little hectic, but
What's sad is, as time goes by, that story gets more and more embarrassing.
yeah, it's just sad. Yeah, so I just take pictures of valves as I close them on Fridays these days.
send
Send
them
them to myself.
So I'll ask you this. Do you, like, all the things that you know that you're going to wake up at, like, 3 o'clock in the morning thinking, like,
Yeah, I
fuck,
take
did I
pictures
close
of.
that valve? I've adopted it, like, for, like, the past half year. Like, when I leave the brewery, I take pictures of things that I know I'm going to wake up at
And
3
freak
o'clock
out
in the
about.
morning and be like, do I just head down to the brewery and make, like, do I just get up and be like, all right, I got to go make sure that I, like, shut off my CO2.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I have CO2,
You, like,
to, like...
take pictures of it. I definitely took pictures for the first month. And then sometimes if I leave before other people call, I've called Brenton a few times and been like, is this shut off?
Oh, yeah. No, I definitely call my bartenders and I'm like, hey... So go back to the control panel.
Walk them through it.
I need you to hit this button, then this button, and then tell me what this temperature is reading, and tell me what I actually set it. Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I love the method of just taking pictures
Yeah.
of shit that like are going to stress you out.
Your
I'm
oven
gonna
at
start doing
home. Yeah.
We do when we leave here, it's always the locking the door.
Oh,
like
yeah.
getting home and be like, shit, did I lock the door? So
Yeah.
we say it out
I
loud. Like you say
So
it, you say doors locked.
Doors.
I haven't had
And you're
to
like-
shut the brewery down too many times, but that's one of the most stressful things is like, holy shit, did I lock the brewery?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like,
Say it out loud.
Did I lock the brewery?
All right, Grit and Grainers, email us at cheers@gritandgrainpodcast.com with your comments, opinions, and good excuses to skip work today after indulging in a pint of pine sap during National IPA Day yesterday. Of course, you could have ignored the day, stayed home, paired a saison with a rich stew, and hit the hay early. But you know how the old saying goes, nothing ventured, no one stained. We read and drink everything we receive, and we try to respond as quickly as can, if not online, then on air. You can subscribe to Grit and Grain on Amazon, Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher. Also, please leave us a review. Also, check us out on Channel 253, Douglas. And GritandGrainPodcast.com. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter for episode notes, beer news, and that feeling you get when you're watching cartoons and something strangely silly and hilarious, and yet somehow wildly profound flashes across the screen, which just radiates a clean and pure type of observational genius. And deep down, hashtag barleywine, you're reminded of those goofy gems of hope and pleasure and significance that still exist in the fact flourish, but they're just not to be found all that frequently in the typical media arenas. So you smile, knowing, and sip your Odd Otter nonsense IPA and rub your toes and lubricate your id and tune into the Grit and Grain podcast. If this podcast is not what you expected, please alter expectations. Do you like beer? Yes. How do you feel about weeks? If you're a fan of both, Tacoma Beer Week is right up your alley. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and it kicks off Friday, August 11th at the Rusty Goat with the official Tacoma Beer Week beer brewed by E9 and Odd Otter. If you're a beer drinker, this is one of those weeks where your taste buds will appreciate your making it count. No such thing as a bad time to visit Tacoma. No such thing as too much barley wine. Tune in next Friday for more sweet chatter. Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget to follow us at Grit and Grain Podcast wherever you get your social media and catch new episodes every Friday. Cheers.
Channel 253 is a member-supported podcast network. I'm producer Doug Mackey, and I'm asking you to become a member and show your support. Go to channel253.com/membership to join. Thank you. Grit and Grain is part of the Channel 253 podcast network. Check out our other shows: Nerd Farmer, Interchangeable White Ladies, Move to Tacoma, Crossing Division, Citizen Tacoma, What Say You, We Are Tacoma, Flounders B Team, and Taco Man.
This is Channel 253.
Get up.